Hey, how you doing? How's everyone doing? And oh, sorry I haven't posted anything or really that much this week besides my 40 question challenge. I've been working on, I have been filming, except for the fact that it hasn't been really working out too well for me. So you'll see that because I'm working on it. I'm working on my rabbit cage. I got the parts I need to make a new water pump. Water system for the rabbits, watering system. I'm gonna try to see if this system will work, and put a water pump in the bucket, like a small aquarium water pump, and have it pumping water through the tubes. But I've got to change some things, and I've also been working on making a rabbit poo collector at the bottom of the hutch. And actually that's what I was working on today, and I totally failed on it, so you'll see that on a video when I upload it. I don't hide my failures, I show them. So yeah, I've been doing some filming on that, but I'm not quite done yet. I've also been kind of struggling a little bit with homeschool right now. I'm moving on to harder things with my kids, and it's kind of like back to square one. So yeah, I'm struggling with the homeschool, and mentally I'm not all there to put like a nice video out all the time. So yeah, I've got and yeah, you know, when you're struggling mentally like that, it's hard to just get up and, you know, make a video. So yeah, so I've been a little slow about making videos because of that. The homeschooling is kind of kicking my butt a little bit. So I just want to quickly make a video of something that I've been wanting to do for a little bit, as I've noticed on YouTube that there are tons and tons of new homesteaders just popping up, and which is fantastic, and I love that people are getting into this life. So this video, this is probably a video for them, not for anyone that's already homesteading, because I'm pretty sure you've either made this mistake already, or are you going through it, or you already know, not, you know, or you just were smarter. Look at my baby birds. They're doing so good. I don't know, I hope you guys saw that. But all 11 of them are still alive, and they are doing great. I think they're all gonna survive. They're a very hardy bunch. Okay, before I get totally off topic, let me get back to what I was talking about. I just like baby chicks. There's a ton of new homesteaders out there, and I just want to maybe make a video of my experience of homesteading mistakes that I've made, and or I still make, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this isn't a video for people that are already homesteading. So if you are a seasoned homesteader, this isn't for you. But this is for people who are either researching homesteading or just getting into it, you know. So let's get started. My first mistake, and it's probably like a lot of people have made this mistake, and I hear this all the time when they first started homesteading, and that mistake is rushing into animals. And not like I'm not saying take your time and get animals. Like, get an animal to a homestead and start with, and should be I would suggest the chickens, to start with chickens. You know, they're easy animals to take care of. But I'm talking about rushing in, like getting chickens and rabbits, or a donkey, a cow, pig, goats, and all the other critters you get. Don't get them so fast. Take your time with animals. one animal at a time, and it'll be better for you physically and mentally. Too many animals all at once, it's a lot of work all of a sudden on your lap, especially if you know nothing about the animal. You know, get that one animal you want. Chickens. Start with chickens first and learn the basics of care for an animal. Like, you know, you have to go out every day and check on them, and get used to that with chickens. And chickens, the hardest part is getting at the beginning. You know, you got to build the coop, the run, or whatever situation you're in. You got to figure that out, and that's the hardest part with chickens. After they have settled in, that's it. Just feed food and water. You know, food and water. Yeah. And the chickens take care of themselves after that. All right. So that's first mistake you don't want to do is don't get a bunch of animals all at once. You know, take your time with them. Number 2 is if you are gonna get an animal, don't make it a goat. Goats are great animals. They could do a lot for you, but if you are a beginning homesteader and you have no experience, a goat is too much. It's too much. A goat wasn't my first animal. Mine was a chicken. My goat was my 3rd animal I got, but I got all my animals within, like, I'm gonna say like 3 months of each other. And I was learning about chickens, I was learning about rabbits. So I got chickens, rabbits, and then goats. Okay, so that's how I went. And I was learning about rabbits, I was learning about chickens, you know, and let me tell you, as soon as we got that goat, it was just all goat. Every day. New problems, you know. They escaped. They're in my neighbor's yard eating their garden. They have, you know, they're walking in the middle of the road. They've escaped, they jumped over my fence. They're climbing all over my stuff. They're on top of my car. You know, it was, I was totally not prepared for a goat. But yeah, the goat was a real rude awakening for me. Just trying to keep them in their area for the day while I was at work was very hard. It was very difficult, and I had yeah, just like I said, I could make a whole video, which I'm doing. A viewer of mine has asked to talk about my animal experience, especially goats, and I'm still working on that video. I promise I'm making that video. That's a whole, but like I was saying, goats is a whole new video, and I'm working on it, and I'll talk about it. But like I said, don't make goats your very first animal. It will ruin your opinion about animals, goats. All right, mistake number 3 was thinking that if you want a homestead, you need, you know, tons and tons of land. Yes, it is nice to have tons and tons of land. Yes, I wish I had the acreage I had back in my old homestead, but it doesn't. I mean, I only have 2 here. I had 10 on the other one, but I only had on my old house. I only had 1.5 acres of actual usable field. The other 9 or 8.5 acres were woods, and pretty much unusable because it was all hills. And but I was still able to raise a pig, a cow, and at one point 9 goats, and I think at one point I had over 120 chickens. Yeah, so you know, it's doable. I had to work a lot harder to, you know, maintain the grass. I had to look into rotational grazing, because I kept the cow for the first couple months in this one spot, and he totally just decimated that area. And I had quickly researched about rotational grazing, and it worked out for me. So you don't, like I said, you don't need tons of land. And if I had known that you don't need a lot of land to raise like things like a cow, I would have got a cow a long time ago. And right now I'm working on figuring out what I need to do to get a cow on this piece of property so I could raise my own beef. And pigs are easy, you know. You don't need a lot of land to raise pigs. So don't hold yourself back because you don't have a lot of land, okay? So go for it. Number 4 would be don't think you're the 4th mistake would be binding yourself to something that you think you have to do it a certain way. Like I mean, yes, go and research, and there are a lot of things that you have to do it way to make it work, but not everything, okay? So like when you're building a coop, there's a lot of people out there with videos that says this is how you build a coop, and yeah, I mean, yes, that's a great coop and it's very effective for you, but maybe it's different for you, you know, so for someone else. Like I have in my coop, I build everything now where I could walk into it and work standing up. I don't do this crawling into things anymore. Like my very first chicken coop, I had to crawl in there to clean it out, and trust me, you don't want to crawl through a layer of chicken waste. It stinks. You know, you gotta put your hands down then. It's not fun. So I build everything where I could walk into it, and I see other people and they still are building things where they have to crawl into, and they think they like it that way. So that's where they like it, and that's, you know. So and I did things like, because I see that's how Justin Rhodes would do it that way. So I thought, okay, that's how you do it. You know, then I tried it and it didn't work out for me. But so I did it a different way and it worked out for me. So yeah, so don't bind yourself to how someone else does it. You know, do it that way. But then if you think something is gonna work better for you, or you have an idea that you think it might work, don't be afraid to do it. Right? Yeah, that was one of those mental blocks for me, where I was always trying to do something the way I either read it in a book or saw it on YouTube, and a lot of times it didn't work out for me because it just didn't. Explore, experiment, don't be afraid to. Alright, we're all trying to break ground that way, come up with our own niche, right? And who knows, maybe your system will be the next big thing on YouTube. Number 5 would be the mistake. Probably everyone goes through this mistake, and that's having the right mental process of homesteading. Don't treat it as a hobby. Don't do this if you're just thinking about, like, oh, I want to have a bunch of animals and because it'll be fun. Because it is fun, but it's work, and it was important to me as a owner of animals to give my animals the best life I could possibly give them, because at the end they're gonna take care of you, so you have to take care of them in their cycle of life. So that's something that you have to have a good mindset and be prepared to work hard if you're gonna go into this life, in this kind of lifestyle. It's not something where you could always say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, because tomorrow turns into months, and then when you finally do it and you realize your chicken coop is totally disgusting, and it's, you know, the levels of gases in your chicken coop's terrible, and all your chickens are having that little sneeze because they've been breathing in gas from their own feces for the last couple months because you got lazy and didn't clean it out. And it happens, and I'm not gonna sit here and lecture you about how you can't be doing that to your animal, because I've done it. So you know, have a good mindset about having animals, and try not to always, you know, say I'll do it tomorrow. And it's an everyday thing, you know, the homesteading life, taking care of your property and your garden, just, you know, your land. It's an everyday job. All your animals need their food and water every single day. You know, unless, you know, until you get to the point where you've developed systems where things are taking care of themselves. Like that's what I'm trying to do with my rabbits right now and my chickens. The whole watering thing. It's water is very important to life, right? And skipping out on that is, you know, it would suck to come home to dehydrated animals because you got lazy about checking in the morning for water before you went to work. So have a good mindset. You can't, you know, a good stewardship towards your animal is very important if you want to do this, you know, thing for seriously. I mean, think about it. Most of us are doing homesteading so we could have nice, healthy, clean food. And most of us that are homesteading, we're not out there spraying our vegetable gardens with chemicals. No, we're trying to do it, you know, safe way so we have nice, clean vegetables to eat. And it goes with your animals. You don't want them, you know, sleeping around their own poop, or, you know, breathing in toxins, and then, you know, you go and eat that. That's not how, you know, that's not how this thing goes. So you have a good mindset. Don't get lazy about it. Homesteading, I mean, I guess if you have plenty of help, I mean, I guess homesteading can be a hobby for you, but, you know, as long as you're taking care of it right. You know, as I'm saying this, I don't want to sound like I'm like saying, hey, this is what you have to do. Because, yeah, you homestead the way you want to homestead. I'm just expressing my mistakes. So yeah, so let me go over that. 1, it's don't rush into animals. 2, don't start with goats. 3, you don't need a lot of land. You can do it with just 1 or 2 acres. 4 would be what was 4? Don't be afraid to experiment on, you know, how you want to homestead. You know, try your way. Not, you don't always have to do it some other way. Like, you know, if you don't want to listen to any of my advice, don't. You know, that's your choice. Number 5 is make sure you're doing this, and, you know, you have the mental capacity to do this, not being lazy about taking care of your animals. Because you don't want to invest in animals and kill it, you know, because you got lazy. Yeah, that's terrible. And I'm glad I've never had that problem. I'm glad I never made that mistake. But, you know, you know, it happens. But like I said, it happens. Mistakes will happen, and number 5 is something that will happen to you. I guarantee it. But just try not to make it happen all the time. All right. Well, hopefully this video will help someone out down the road. Those are just like really, it's like those are the 5 mistakes that I could think of that I made. So yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing about rushing into animals. The first mistake, make sure you actually do the research about the animals. That was a mistake my wife and I made multiple times. You know, it's kind of like, think about it like shooting a gun. It's ready, aim, fire. And but for us it was more like ready, fire, aim. You know, it's just like ready is doing a little bit of research. Fire, we got the animal, and then we aimed, and then we were like prepping. The aim is prepping for the animal. You know, it's just constantly, yeah. And we've done that for almost every single animal we've ever owned. But you know, it's makes you learn quick. Yeah, it puts, you know, makes you think on your feet real quick. And yeah, luckily, I mean, I guess we didn't do that to all the animals. I had everything set up for the pig before we got the pig. But it's but at that point I was, you know, 4 or 5 years into homesteading, and I had all these extra buildings laying around, so yeah, just put up a fence real quick and you're ready. But if you're a beginner, you're not gonna have any of that ready. So like right now, I have nothing ready at this house. Everything I want to do, I need to rebuild. And I'm thinking about getting, or well, we're thinking about getting a pig in the spring. So I need to get prepared for that and start setting up everything I have. But see, I've learned finally after 5 years. I'm prepping for pigs. So okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's helpful to somebody out there. And this is Growing Little Country. Thank you for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if it's helpful. If not, you don't have to do anything. I'll see you later.